Hey, beautiful Pisces. Welcome to your Tarot and Oracle card reading for the middle of November to the middle of December. I am Teresa, Doctor of Metaphysics and Tarot Master, here to bring a deeper, more meaningful interpretation to the cards. I'm going to get messages from Spirit and see what Spirit wants to tell you about this month, middle of November to middle of December, and then we will get some advice cards and pull some oracle cards at the end. God's Spirit Universe, please bring truth, clarity, and wisdom to this reading for the Pisces family and help Pisces navigate to their highest and most blessed timeline. Thank you, Spirit. All right. So beautiful, Pisces. You have some internal work to do, internal work going on. There's some stuff happening inside of you that needs to take place before things can happen outside of you. Right? You have the Strength card and Suspended, which is like the Hanged Man. Okay, so you are finding inner strength. You are growing stronger by being uncomfortable. You know, you're in an uncomfortable position with Suspended. With the Hanged Man, and it could be time suspended, you know, like a lot of times the Hanged Man is like chrysalis, cocoon, gestation energy in the womb, waiting for things to unfold outside before they can unfold in your life, you know, waiting for divine timing to align, right? So that can be the thing as well. But with the Strength card, it really does feel like you're finding your balance. You know, the 8 and the Strength card is the 8 of the major arcana, is all about balance, as above, so below, as within, so without. And that's what the Hanged Man is practicing, you know. So you're putting your strength to work in this Hanged Man energy, and you're putting this Hanged Man energy to work, becoming stronger. Really, I mean, the Strength card is taming the savage beast. It's taming your werewolf, you know. And in the Hanged Man Suspended energy, it's almost like you're in the waiting place, you know. So it's passing time for some reason. You know, we'll look at the rest of the cards and we'll get advice cards too, but it feels like gaining enlightenment. You know, that's what the Hanged Man does. He's gaining enlightenment. So it's like, that's kind of what you're doing here, you know, connecting to Spirit, going within, you know. And then you have 2 of Cups, so aligning with your higher self or aligning with another, you know. There is love here if you're looking for love. You have 2 of Cups and Ace of Cups. And then in the other deck, you have the Page of Cups. So it looks like a good, beneficial, beautiful, loving relationship as well. You know, if that's what you're looking for, it looks like it to me, you know. But the 2 of Cups also is clarified, my friend, my beautiful Pisces friend, with the Death card. So this is change and transformation. If this is a relationship, and it would be a new relationship with the Ace of Cups, probably, the Ace of Cups and Page. But if it is a new relationship, it is definitely one that is going to transform you. It's going to change you, you know. It's going to make you stronger, I feel, wiser, I feel, with the Strength and Suspended right there, and more powerful and potent, sovereign in your own life, in your own skin, you know, because you have the Emperor at the bottom of the deck and the King of Swords coming up. You know, it feels like empowerment here, but it's not an easy energy, the Death card. You know, you have to go through change. You have to submit and surrender. Right? That's what the Suspended one tells you, to surrender, to release, to allow transformation. And that can be scary, you know, it can be uncomfortable. So for some of you, this is a big change in your life, change in who you are, you know. And if this is a relationship reading, I just have to point this out. In the Suspended card, he's got a heart here on a chain. And the Death card, there's a heart on a chain here, but it's been broken off. So it's freeing your heart in some way. That's very specific, but that is definitely what I'm getting. Okay. And then you have the Ace of Cups, a very beautiful, beautiful, blessed new beginning that is going to bring, that has the potential to bring lots and lots of love and light, bright smiles, and unexpected blessings your way. But it is clarified with the Eight of Swords. It feels like these promising cards are being clarified with challenging cards, because it feels like there's a mental conflict, or some type of conflict in your life that doesn't want to make this easy for you in some way. You know what I mean? That wants to challenge the possibilities for you. You know, the Eight of Swords is self-imposed limitations too. It's fear. You know, are you afraid of love? Are you afraid to believe? Are you afraid to try? In this case, you know, it feels like, and this is, you know, I know this is specifically sounds like a love reading, and I'm not doing a love reading, but this can be anything. Like with the Grail, with the Ace of Cups, you know, this is anything that you truly want in your life, that you truly desire, that is being presented to you as a potential for the future. You know, are you afraid of it? Do you doubt it? Do you not believe it? Do you feel unworthy of it? You know, there's a lot of thoughts there. With 8 swords are a lot of thoughts for you to process, you know. But really, I don't think that you should. I think that you should just ignore most of those thoughts and just go with the feeling, you know. Feel heart-centered, not mind-centered in this, you know. And then you have King of Swords, mastering your mind. So it feels like you get a grip, my friend. All right, clarified with the Page of Cups. So this is getting control over your heart and mind, reclaiming dominion, reclaiming sovereignty over yourself. With the King of Swords, there's clarity coming in. There's information coming in too, truth coming in. You know, so you could get information that helps you. You know, even if it's a download, if it's guidance from spirit, or somebody walking by can just say something to you. Synchronistically, you could just hear a song and the words could just speak to you, you know, because with the Page of Cups, this is rather dreamy energy. You know, you could get guidance in a dream that helps you to realize that this is in alignment with you. What is in true alignment with you, you know? And then it makes it easy for you to go in the direction that you should go in, you know. And then you have the Emperor at the bottom of this deck. And you have the Page of Wands at the bottom of this deck. So the Emperor is making it real. It's bringing something to life. And the Page of Wands is very, very passionate about doing so. It's lighting a match, you know, but before you set it to the fire, before you create a big fire, right? So there's passion here, you know. You are about to go on a journey that's going to grow. You know, you're about to light a fire that's going to grow and bring something to life. For many of you, your life begins now, you know. I'm really getting that. So let's get some advice cards for the beautiful Pisces family for middle November, middle December. What advice do you have for Pisces? One more, thank you. All right, show me advice for Pisces. Thank you. All right, so the Page of Wands came out again, beautiful Pisces. All right, so Page of Wands came out with 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups is celebratory, it's open-heartedness, it's creating from love as well, you know. It's saying I'm working towards something, I want something, I'm setting an intention because my heart sings and it's aligned with it, you know. You have the Ace, the 2, and the 3 of Cups in your reading. So the potential for love is enormous here, you know. This is the and in the 4s is when we start to make things a reality. Right now, it's like Spirit is working with you on creating the light codes for it, creating the light grid for it, where it's going to be real. It's not just going to be in your mind. It's not just going to be fleeting, And then you have 9 of Wands with 8 of Swords. So 8 of Swords again, that 8 of Swords energy of self-imposed limitation, fears, having to speak clearly to yourself. The words that you're saying to yourself, the voice in your head is really messing with you, And the 9 of Wands is a heavy burden. It's a lot. Like there's a lot here of like, for some of you, a lot of work, a lot of energy, a heavy load, doing other people's work, perhaps doing other people's work, needing to free yourself from that. The 8 of Swords, you need to free yourself, and I know that this, is kind of a side message, but this is in your advice row, right? So the 9 of Wands is, you have to do this work. You have to push through, right? But when you push through, you will free yourself, and find a new way to do your work, a new way to think, It feels like gaining clarity about what you really want, what you really love, too. And then at the bottom of these decks, you have the 4 of Wands. Again, making something real, making something reality, like the Emperor was the 4 of the major arcana. This is the 4 of Wands energy. This is like planting your trees so that they grow, committing to a person or a place or a thing. And that's why it's called the wedding card or the housewarming card, because you're committing to a person or a place, right? So this feels like the call to do that, to ground your energy, to make a decision in some way. Then you also have the Tower card at the bottom of this deck. Something needs to fall to clear the way. And clearly we have that with the Death card. Something is falling to clear the way for your happy tomorrow. It's like cleaning up. The Tower card reduces something to a pile of ashes. You have to sweep those ashes away, and then you can see what's under it. You can see the beautiful mosaic that was created there. There is, for some of you, just the need to change how you think about things, because of all these swords. Change the way you talk to yourself. The fear, you have to let go of the fear. You have to let go of the past, too. You have the Death and the Tower. You have to let go of the past, and step into your future with confidence, trusting that you've been working on this for a while, with the 9 of Wands, that you deserve this, you deserve this. I don't know if you all know that with the 8 of Swords, you can do this. You can do this. Also, I want you to know, okay? So lastly, we have your oracle cards. We have Foggy Bog, Patience, and Willow Spirit, Flexibility. So a need to practice patience and be flexible at this time. You have the Hanged Man, which requires patience, right? So just remember that. Then you have Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? And the Initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold into your beautiful tomorrow. And then you have Choices. You have a choice, and Destiny. Destiny calls. Thank you so much for being here, beautiful Pisces. Thank you for being you, and I'll see you next time. Peace.